EGM Network.
Treasure Coast Connector. Connecting residents and businesses of the Treasure Coast. And here's your host, Ellen Contreras.
Welcome to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras. Every week I put a spotlight on interesting local businesses and I connect the community to fantastic resources. When you get to know what's happening in your own backyard and support local businesses, it strengthens the local economy. For more information, check out www.tcconnector.com. We're at the start of the new year, and everybody is so excited. We have a new president coming in, and there's so much talk about the economy and things. And what we're going to talk about today, though, we're going to focus in on the real estate market. Joining me in the studio for the umpteenth time is Rob MacCallum. He is the broker owner of Right Realty. He keeps on track, on top of everything, stats, numbers, anything that's happening in the real estate industry in this area because he's an absolute expert and he's got a lot of great information to share. So welcome back.
Thank you for having me once again.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how many times, so I figured just umpteenth because you're going to keep coming back. Yeah, and I do sincerely like to tap you for information about real estate because you are a wealth of knowledge.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're a walking encyclopedia about real estate. And then before we start talking about Right Realty, okay. Mm-hmm. Why did you and your beautiful wife, Colleen, just so you know, she wrote the script.
I'm sure she did.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Sounds about right.
No, but she is lovely. And so what made the two of you decide to get into real estate, but then to take it up a notch and actually own your own brokerage?
So depends on who you talk to, which story. We have two totally different reasons. But for me, I like engaging with people. I like helping people. And I like getting people to next levels of life. So whether that's buying, selling, or real estate career and helping agents push forward and, make those jumps to levels of wealth and career that they couldn't fathom when they first got their license. Yeah. That is really inspiring to me. So that's what I really like. That's what I got into being a broker and wanting to own my own firm. And ultimately why Exit was a great fit for what we were looking to do. So Colleen, always states too that the real estate is 25% of our economy. So if you look out there, it's about 25% of our economy is some sort of real estate acquisitions or real estate deals. So having a real estate license taps into all of that and being able to learn every aspect of the industry. She's a real geek when it comes to that kind of stuff. So she really liked the fact that there was uncapped potential for how you can kind of go with it. And so she's constantly able to learn new aspects of the industry. That really intrigued her. But ultimately it comes down to we're helping people make really important life decisions and we're coaching them onto, what might be best for them and their family. And they ultimately have the final decision, but we're just kind of that roadmap for them.
I really like that. And I do like that term geek because people understand that you drill down into, there's another word also that can be used, maven.
Nerd is another one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. What?
Nerd is another one.
Yes, but
I like the simple high school versions. You're a little bit more,
colorful,
bougie.
Yeah,
you're a little more bougie than I am.
So we'll ask Colleen later what nickname she prefers. She's going to go for Maven.
Yeah,
absolutely. So, and I mentioned in the intro about President Trump. This time around, there just seems to be what I'm reading and hearing in the media, and then just people that I'm talking to every day. There seems to be more excitement this time around of, I think that things are going to be great in 2025 and beyond with him at the helm. And I know that he doesn't single-handedly fix all of our drilled down into local where we live, issues. But what do you think that this is like, what do you think is going to happen with the real estate market with him and this new leadership change?
Sure. So this is probably the first time in my career that I can say I honestly don't know. My forecasting is it's going to be a great year. We looks like we're going to probably be in the high $4 million units sold nationwide, which 4 to 6 million is where that usually is. So I think that we're going to see an uptick in about 10% or whatnot this year. So I can tell you from experience right now, October, November was very slow in our local market. December, everything started coming together. People were looking again. Our houses that were sitting, we're getting activity. We've got offers on a lot of them, and in every segment of the market. So whether it was a $200,000 house or a $1.5 million, it didn't matter. Everyone was starting to get some looks, and we're starting to see some offers. So I think December, and now looking to January forecasting, we already have a bunch of closings on the books. So I think that you do see that confidence level in the market, in the economy, and people are willing to kind of move forward. You also had an interest rate that people were waiting to see what was going to happen with that. And I think that we're now in the position where people understand that this is really the normal, 5, 6%, 7%. That's a good, healthy interest rate for a mortgage, for the mortgage industry. So, I think people are understanding that that's where it's probably going to stay. We're not going to get much difference. So they're now not waiting for that part to drop back down to the 3%. We're not going to see that.
That was an anomaly. And while it was a fun anomaly, it's an anomaly, and that's it.
Correct.
So move on, people. Very good. You heard it from Rob. Okay,
Bye.
Great. So no, just kidding. But yeah, so now there's so much development that's happening in this area, and I've been going to a lot of different meetings. We have Coffee with the Vero Beach Mayor and Let's Talk Vero, and we have all of these things. So we have that new exit that's being built finally on Oslo Road, and I'm hearing about all of these new projects that are going to be built along the way to support that, commercial real estate projects. The mall was sold. There's a lot of stuff that they're going to do with that. Downtown, they're going to do refurbishments, and we're going to talk about your office, which is there now, 3 Corners. So what do you think this is going to do to attract people to come to the area, or even people to stay that maybe were thinking of moving out of the area?
Sure. Well, it really depends on what type of growth they're going to go for. So yes, we have a lot of development and ideas, but I haven't seen a lot of concrete plans. So it really depends on what the concrete plans ends up being. But ultimately, what I think that's going to do is attract that younger family, and attract the people who maybe grew up here, now have a family, want to come back here and raise their families. Or, coming from up north that has a family. So I think you're going to start seeing, if they do it right, you're going to start seeing the demographic be around family, and family fun practices. So I really like that. I mean, ultimately that sets you up for a pretty solid future with the housing market. Yeah. And it gives you, increased values and a lot of other business opportunities and things of that nature. So I really... I think the growth is great as a young father of a young family. Because
you have 5 kids? I'm sorry, just 2. Kidding. All right.
But if you talk to my wife, she wanted 5. So.
Oh, okay. That's where I had that number 5.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
just kidding.
I said one more pregnancy. She can have as many as she wants in that one pregnancy, and we can go from there.
Okay.
So she said that she's going to have 4.
That's very cute.
So, there you go.
Very good. But you know what? And you know what? With that said, being a young family that you have, the mall, I'm hearing whispers of multiple use projects going on. And you know what I think they should do is have different nightlife things. It's such a huge property that they could have a few things like ballroom dancing for people my age, and maybe some, nightclub type things, because it's in an area that I think would support it, because there's not a lot of other things built around it to annoy the residents. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But it would be a big draw. And then you could have, was it Dave? Remember Dave and Buster's or Jillian's? Do you remember that?
Yeah, Dave and Buster's still around. Jillian's I think they're still in Boston.
Yeah. But that was a fun place for the families up until a certain time of night, and then it became a place for the adults.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to solve all. Rob and I single-handedly are going to take care of economic development. We're going to just give you all the projects, and you're going to tell them what to do.
Right.
Okay, very good.
I'm on that.
But what I want to do before we take a commercial break is give me your address, your website, your phone number for those that are listening.
So our office is right downtown Vero, right across from Vero Prime and Sean Ryan's Pub. So 2036 14th Ave, and we're right in the theater district, across from the ice cream shop. So we're right there in the thick of it. Our number is 772-404-4450, and it's exitrightfl.com.
Okay, very good. So we have a lot more to discuss about Exit Right Realty and the services that they offer and other things happening around town. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival is the biggest frog leg festival in the world, January 16th through the 19th. But it's more than just frog legs and gator tail. There are hundreds of booths with unique gifts, great live music, and a midway full of carnival rides and games galore. Admission and parking are free. Marine Bank and Comcast present the Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival, January 16th through the 19th. froglegfestival.com.
It's time to call Easy Brew Coffee and Bottled Water Service and learn just how much you can save and how convenient it is to have your coffee and bottled water delivered right to your home or office. In addition to water coolers, Easy Brew offers individual bottles of water in 8 or 16-ounce bottles. No more lugging it home or dragging it into the office. Serving the Treasure Coast for over 2 decades, 2 letters, 1 simple name. Easy for Easy Brew. Visit e-zbrew.com or call 800-792-3285. Easy Brew.
Right now at Sunshine Furniture, it's New Year sale time. Save up to 50% on selected closeout styles of Lloyd Landers, Berlin Garden, Capri, Universal Coastal Living, Four Seasons, and lots more. Sofas, dining sets, patio groups, chaises, umbrellas, occasional chairs, bedroom sets, coffee table, lots of pieces on sale now for inside and out. We're your local Tommy Bahama and Lexington store where you can create an island paradise and make your life one long weekend. Sophisticated looks with a mix of coastal and Caribbean style, Tommy Bahama Home has everything you need for your Florida living. Also, all pictures, lamps, and accessories are half price. Visit Sunshine Furniture now for our January sale. Sunshine Furniture, 1295 US 1 in the Publix Plaza, Vero Beach. Visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com. Also, don't forget to shop our outlet and sales center just across the street.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way.
Welcome back to Treasure Coast Connector. I'm your host, Ellen Contreras, and I am with Rob MacCallum of Exit Right Realty. We're continuing in on our conversation. And of course, I had you mention your location and everything in the first half. We'll do it again towards the end of the second half, but you had a great office west of town, but now you are on 14th Avenue.
The thick of it.
Yeah, what has that been like for you since you guys have moved there?
Oh, we absolutely loved it. I mean, we've had good, engaging conversations with people that have walked down the street. They pop in, say hi. It's been awesome to kind of be right there. Downtown Fridays, we're right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So we open up and have a good time.
Put a little table right out there on the street.
We have a little table in our tent that goes up, and some of our realtors are out there, just engaging with the community. That's really what we were really excited about when the opportunity presented itself. To have that office was being able to have those conversations, engage with the community, and just answer questions.
Yeah, and it is a beautiful office, and you have artwork lining the walls.
Yeah, so we've partnered with the Vero Beach Art Club, and they come and change out the artwork, so you can come down and buy it. We just put some really nice glass art up as well. So they're local artists that have their art on display. So come on down, and if you want anything, I'll put you in touch with who to get it from. But yeah, they're for purchase. So
yeah, I like that a lot. Beautiful. So are you ready to start bragging about your team? Because you have a really good team. And there's 2 ladies, Bernadette and Bonnie. They refer to themselves as the Silver Strands. And these ladies are
Illustrated.
actually top producers. They like are crushing. They're crushing it.
Crushing it. We have several agents that are crushing it, actually. But yeah, Bonnie and Bernadette are doing great. They've just formed a team, and they're soaring. They've got a ton of listings, a lot of activity. Kim Stewart has been a consistent producer this year. She's actually been a couple of the months been #1 in the entire region for Exit Southeast, which is Texas, Kentucky, Georgia, Florida. So she's been the top producer in that area for, I think, two months this year, which has been great. Colleen's killing it. Pedro's new on our staff. And then there's some other people who have started really kicking it high gear, Deb Avery and Timmy Finnerty. So we've got a lot of our agents that have really this year kind of found their stride and are starting to really produce very well and kick it into the next levels, which, as I mentioned earlier, is what I love.
And I was going to say, let's talk a little bit more about that. This is your opportunity to just talk to, because there might be some realtors out there that, have gotten their feet wet, and maybe they feel like, I don't really feel like I'm where I should be. I don't feel like I'm supported.
Right.
You talk about support.
Yes.
And you talk about that a lot. So now you have 6 cameras trained on you right now, right?
To talk about support and brag about our office and what we do.
Yeah.
So we're incredibly supportive office. One thing that Colleen and I decided several years ago is we wanted to focus on the agents that really wanted to be in the business, make a career out of it. And so what we ended up actually doing was decreasing the size of our agent count and focusing on the career-oriented agents so that we could help them get to the next level. So, and we're seeing the fruits of that, because that was 2 years ago now. And so at that time, we had probably 1 or 2 agents that were really consistently producing. Now we have about 7 or 8, and it's because of that focus point. So if there's an agent out there that's struggling, they're just frustrated with the industry, they're not really sure if they're in the right spot, I'd love to have a conversation with them, tell them how we support our agents, because we really individualize the trainings and the support that are needing. Not everyone needs to know how to do contracts. They've been doing it for 30 years. Not everyone needs to know how to engage and start conversations with people. Not everyone needs to know the follow-up and residual process. So those are things that we can offer, that we kind of individualize a lot of those programs. And we have a lot of in-house trainings. And the coolest thing is, it's not just me. All of our agents are on board with that. We have an incredibly supportive office where agents kind of help each other out. If you need to take a vacation, an agent's going to step in, not expect anything back. And it just kind of works that way, where they kind of help each other, step in and stand in where needed. So it's been kind of really cool to see. We have that culture that's very supportive, very open, and very collaborative, which you don't get in a lot of offices.
Oh, I know.
That I've seen. So I'm very proud of our agents and what they've accomplished and what they're doing. And it makes me feel great as a broker and the leader of the office to see that come to fruition, because that's been our goal.
Yeah, it's true, because it's not, well, I was going to say it could be a tough job. It's a tough job from the standpoint of they put in a lot of hours. Yeah. Because during the day, during the week, they're doing a lot of the phone calls and the contracts and things. And then the evenings and weekends, when a lot of people are off from work, they're doing the showings and the listings. And so it can be almost like a 24/7 feel to it, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And we help them manage that. So where they don't feel like they're just alone on an island, we help them manage it. We help them put plans into place, stepping stones, goals. So if they don't want to work on a Sunday or they don't want to work weekends, we help them put that plan into place on how you can get to those levels and set those expectations.
So that's real interesting, because I just thought it was a given that if you are in real estate, you're going to work at least one of the 2 days or both days. But
everything can be accomplished with goals and expectations being set. So if you don't want to work Saturdays, you don't have to work Saturdays. We can put plans into place to make sure that you're still getting everything done. Your clients are being serviced the way they need to be serviced, and you're enjoying your time with your family and friends and what's really important in life.
Yeah. No, I like that a lot. And now give us an overview of the services for Exit Right Realty, because everybody thinks real estate, you sell houses. Yeah. But there's niches and there's different things. So what do you want to say about the services you offer?
Yeah, so I mean, we're collaborative and we're consultative. So we're not pushy sales. We want to make sure that we're putting our clients in the right situation and we're giving them the right advice so they can make the best decision for them and their family. So we help buy, sell. We are in property management. So Shannon Krieger came over and she started our property management division. So
oh, wow. Okay.
if people need property management, we can offer that now as well. So we're just kind of a full service company and we have agents for everything. And so whatever real estate needs, I specialize more in the commercial. So if people need the commercial buying and selling, or commercial leases, I can help them with that. Okay. And, we do have agents that are wanting to dabble in that and get that going. But I primarily focus on those clients that come our way now. But that's kind of whatever they need. We're just here to help service the community and get them to their next destinations and goals in life.
I like that a lot, especially with commercial, because, obviously when people, when they're renting, there's always that thought of, maybe this is the right time for me to buy a house. But when someone is operating a business, oftentimes they're renting or leasing their space. Right. So what is your advice for a business owner to consider buying a commercial property?
Well, it really depends on their long-term goals and their efforts. So if they're only planning to be in it for another 5 or 10 years, is it worth buying it? There's numbers that go towards that, and you kind of do that math out. So sometimes it's good leasing. And there's also, when you buy it, there's other expenses that you have to consider that you don't necessarily have in your rent. Rent is very much a standard. Here's the contract. But then, you've got maintenance requirements, you've got taxes, you have all these other things that pop up when you own property. So for business owners, a lot of times it becomes that it's pretty cumbersome and you can't plan on a lot of things. So when you're doing your budgets and whatnot, it just makes more sense to rent. So that way, what money you have coming in, what money you have going out, what your bottom line is going to be. And it becomes more of a, just a more easy process. And also, when you own, sometimes it's not the best option because that might not be the best area for you in the future. And it's a lot easier to pick up and change a lease and move than it is to sell a building or whatnot. But on the flip side, now you have options. You now have an asset that you obtain and you own and you can do it. So having those conversations with the business clients of what their goals are long term. Are they comfortable being a landlord maybe in the future? Because if they are, then I would always say buy, because now you have something that you can turn into cash flow.
Yeah,
so,
I was just going to say, I've heard of situations where a business owner will buy a commercial property and they only need a section of it and then they're renting out. So then it actually pays for itself. And
you have a lot more options when you own. Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
But not everyone can handle that. So, it's really what you want to focus on in your business.
Yeah, Cindy is telling us, so we're going to have to stop talking in 2 minutes. We
always get into trouble this way.
Very bossy Cindy is, but
kicks us out early, I think.
With the last minute that you have, because I need a minute to say goodbye to everybody.
Sure.
What would you like to say? Anything you want to touch on?
I mean, Exit Right Realty, we're just a very strong community member. We really like to help out our community. We like to have the conversations in an engaging manner. So if you have any questions, come down and see us. Just pop in the office, say hi. Generally there's myself there or, a couple of our agents, and we're just happy to have the conversation with whoever wants to have it.
Yeah, so they can go and get their ice cream.
They get their ice cream. We have coffee as well.
Oh, so they can bring their ice cream in and you give them a cup of coffee?
Yeah, or if they want a better coffee than we have at Keurig, you can go over to 1420
is true.
and have a Oreo cocoa. So
Rio cocoa.
I talk too much. So
it is okay. But I do want to say thank you very much, because I want people to understand, and I didn't even realize about the property management. So that's a really good thing. So you have a lot to offer. So I say to anybody listening and watching, if you're looking to buy or sell a home, you have to talk to Rob and his team, in commercial real estate as well. Thank you always for being here and giving us information. It's going to be a great 2025.
Yes, it is.
Yes. And so, we actually have a few seconds. Look at that. I was going to sign off, but we have a few extra seconds.
We do.
So if you're looking for a career opportunity, that's another good thing. Rob will be very happy to assess if you're a new agent or experienced, and he would love to just chat with you about that. So that's another thing. And with that, this is now the end of the show. I hope everyone listening and watching has a safe, productive, wonderful week. And until next week, I miss you already.